Our focus now turns to Michigan volleyball, and perhaps the best news for Erin Virtue when you start to look at some of the stat leaders from last season. So many of these players back in Ann Arbor for the 2025 season. Allison Jacobs coming off an absolutely phenomenal year. Maddi Cuchran, same could be said about her as well. When you start to think about what Michigan did in 2024 with much of this roster back, increasing its year-to-year win total by 11 games. That was the largest such improvement in nearly 3 decades for the Maize and Blue. All these numbers making our next guest, Erin Virtue, very happy. Erin, welcome in, because I know we missed you last year when you were somewhat busy with other volleyball responsibilities during the summer.
Yes, I'm so happy to be here. I mean, being at the Olympics is a nice second, maybe, to being at Volleyball Media Day.
We appreciate the fib. Thank you very much.
Yeah, but you mentioned some great returners. We are, especially in the ball control spaces with passing and setting. I mean, that just allows you to do so much. And having good returners is always a nice kind of compliment to the program. Before
we dive too deep into your roster, I do want to talk about a second straight international trip for you and one for your team this summer. You got to go to Europe, obviously Team Bond, but also find out exactly what that international flavor of volleyball is like. Tell us a little bit more about the trip.
Yeah, so not only do you have the trip, but you have 10 days of training leading up to that. So we spread that over 2 weeks. We were allowed to bring our transfers, incoming freshmen. So you have training and then implementing new systems in, but you also have that togetherness for 2 weeks and then 2 weeks on the road and experiencing new things. And with that team is just, it's a perfect way to kind of catapult into this season.
As we show some pictures from the social media sites, what were some of the favorite locations and things to do for both the players and the staff?
Yeah, off the court, so we went to Italy and we went to Greece. I think if you ask the players, we finished on a boat in Greece. You can't really get much better than that, I think, but to a couple different of the little Greek islands, and the island where the pistachio is like the most amazing thing. And so the thing about a boat with a team is they don't wander off. They're together, they're getting to know one another, they're experiencing new things. So that had to be a favorite.
I noticed a trend with all these European trips. Everybody's going to places like Greece, Italy, and Croatia. And I don't think there's a big question as to why.
Yeah, beautiful places. And especially Italy, you have such an array of really good volleyball. I mean, they just won the VNL, they won the Olympics. I mean, they crushed USA in the Olympics in the last, so they have volleyball in every city, and it's a great place to really challenge our team. And so we wanted to spend the bulk of our time there, played 3 matches there. And that was, that's the main thing on that trip, is to have volleyball be the main character. But of course, there's amazing cities in that country as well.
How is the volleyball itself similar or different to the style that we become accustomed to watching here in the States?
Yeah, there's differences, and they have different substitution rules and things, but they let us play with ours, and as we wanted to kind of navigate some different things. But the style is, of course, just a little different, and some our athletes hadn't been exposed to yet, and the ones that want to play potentially overseas or with national teams, and we have a couple that have aspirations in that space, and so that's good experience for them as well.
As you look back at your team in last season, what a terrific start, 12-1 in your first 13. It's never easy to continue that kind of run when you get into Big Ten play and you have to play against the teams in the locations that you have to go to on the back half of your schedule. Still, what were the biggest positives that you took away from last year?
So, I mean, last year, especially early, we were tested in a lot of different ways. We were, as you are early, every team is trying to kind of fine tune what is the best personnel that you want on the court. But we had a lot of different opportunity to do that with new players, a lot of new freshmen last year that we had to implement. We had 6 new ones. This year we'll have 5 with transfers and freshmen. But I think you're always trying to explore a lot in those early games. And not only what's the best complement of players on the court, but then how do they compete? So you want adversity early, but you obviously want to win every match. And, we set up a nice schedule to have a good resume to play in December and for the selection committee. But you want to have that, but you also want to have adversity. You want to play in good arenas with good crowds and good competition, some back-to-back, some where you have a day between. So you're ready for the gauntlet that is the Big Ten.
How much more difficult has that become in deciding on how exactly you want to schedule the non-conference? And then you add in the 4 teams that we added in last year that make this league even more difficult. And at the end of the day, you have to get to 500 regardless of how well you play in the non-con or in the league to be able to get that tournament invite.
Yeah, no question. I mean, with the addition of the teams from the West Coast, I mean, we had a 20-match schedule 2 years ago and have a 20-match schedule, and it is tough. No matter who you put on that lineup card, the Big Ten has 20 good matches right now. So I think when you look at the non-conference, you really have to look at your squad. What do you think they need? What competition level is right? And there's some guesswork in that for sure. And so I think we have some nice mix of some good ACC opponents and some MAC opponents and some in-state Michigan opponents. So I'm excited about the slate that we put together, and it's just a matter of learning more about us. And those matches matter just as much as every match inside the Big Ten. So for us, it's the whole schedule is something that we're looking at really closely.
It's always nice to dive into a schedule like that when you have the experience that you have with 13 of the 18 players on your roster returning. What does that allow you to do as a staff in comparison to other years where you have more change?
Yeah, I think it allows you to just step into things faster. You have less onboarding and less, of your systems and your techniques and things. You have now a veteran player in a position teaching a younger or a transfer of, okay, that this is what we do with out-of-system blocking and in-system. And, they do a lot of that work. Our players, they take a lot of pride in doing that work over the summer with each other. We're not coaching them in the summer months. I mean, we got to obviously go to Europe and coach them there, but in this last 3-4 weeks, that's going to be things that they work on their own. And so we'll see this coming weekend when we start training of how fast can we go. And the faster we can get going, the more that we're going to come to a cohesive unit. Faster. One
of those returners is one of the best in the Big Ten. Allison Jacobs coming off an all Big Ten first team season in the outside. What makes her so special?
Yeah, I mean, Allison has to be, one of the best outsides that has come through Michigan. But certainly as honored last season and then going into this season as preseason all Big Ten, one of the best outsides in the country. And her most elite skill is her reception game. That is something that, I think as someone that has coached beyond college, that part of the game is just to have a really quality passing outside is critical for a team to be really, really successful. But Allison does a lot of things well. She's a good blocker, a good server, good passer, good attacker, and somebody that has a lot of tools to her game. And I think one of the best things about her actually is just the joy that she plays with and the leading that she does with our team.
That's interesting to me as someone who's coached players at that next level. Is that the biggest difference between being a really good outside and being a great outside?
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, there's a lot of really good outsides that can kill the ball at a really high level in a lot of different systems, in and out. But when I look at the best players across the world, I mean, look at Brazil has a passing outside that's just one of the highest level. You can see Italy has 2 of them. And so I think that's a space where you see those people doing that. And USA is certainly testing out some young ones that, Sarah Franklin was a really good passer for the Big Ten, one of the best in the conference last year as a Big Ten player, and held her own in the next level. And I think largely because she could terminate, but also she could receive at a nice level.
Maddi Cuchran is also here. Started all 31 matches for you a year ago. At that position specifically, to be running the things that you have to be able to run, get everybody in position and get things started. Yep. What does that allow you to do? Oh yeah,
Maddi stepped into the bro role for us, and we never turned back. She had a great spring leading up to last year's fall season, and just was super steady for us throughout the entire year, and has been since then. And as somebody that, with her and the complement of Allison, any third receiver in that space, those two are handling a lot of things. And Maddi's super calm on defense, and she takes care of plays that, if someone's watching may seem easy, but they're not easy. There are things that just calm our chaos down when the long rally's going on and Maddi's setting an out-of-system ball or an easy ball or a free ball comes over from the opponent. We know she's going to take care of things.
In addition to the 2 players who are with you here today, what other returners do you look at and think to yourself, not only could they be impact players for us, even if they have been in the past, but can maybe take their game to a next level in 2025?
Well, certainly notable is Serena Niambio. She's somebody that has started for us the last 2 seasons. And she's been typically a middle that's been really, really good for us in front of the setter, and now has been dominant even behind the setter. Her game across the net as an offensive player is somebody that is just what you want in a middle. You want them to be able to attack from lots of spaces. Her, along with our new blocking coach, Bjarna Hus, he came from Long Beach State and had a great career there as a player. But they're working a lot on some different elements to her blocking game, and that's been really fun to see her as a senior, and still really excited about learning more about her position that she wanted to be a good blocker, but now she has this hunger, and I think something that's just going to take her to the next level in that space.
And Serena, I believe, was with us here a year ago as one of your player reps. It was great to get to meet her a little bit in 2024. You do have 5 newcomers in between a small transfer class and freshmen. How do you integrate newcomers when you have so much experience and so many players who are so comfortable with each other?
Yeah, part of that is, having them come early and having them join us with our international either training or the trip. We have one player that wasn't able to do that. She's coming from Turkey this week and just will join us for practice, but she was training with the U21 team there. But part of that is we look at our position groups. We have nice depth in every single position. And as new people come in, it's really spread out across positions. So it's really a divide and conquer to help onboard them, and in a space like you have Maddi Cuchran, who she can help Hannah Brady, a new freshman libero that can learn the ways to go. And if Hannah has a question of how to navigate practice and what that looks like, I hope she looks to Maddi or to Carly or to Trixie, some people that have kind of gone through that. And then we have great leaders on our team. So I really look to the athletes like we're not in it alone. I have an amazing staff. I have an amazing team and a group of leaders on the team that we all tackle that together.
You have road trips to both Nebraska and Wisconsin within the first 4 games of your conference schedule. I know they're just 2 matches, but how much can matches like that, win or lose, based on what you see from your team, kind of set the tone for what the remainder of the conference year can be?
Yeah, 2 great opponents. No question. They're at the top of the preseason polls for a reason, and I think those are teams that are returning a lot of players. So in some ways, we'll get a great scouting report on those. They're great environments for our team to play in. Our team, at least this group right now, they get really excited about playing in any of the venues that we go to. But really, we're just one match at a time. So, we'll focus on Nebraska, and then when it's time to focus on Wisconsin, we'll get there and we'll study them and have a good report. But this group is going to tackle every single battle that we have.
I do want to talk about one specific game, more environment and atmosphere than opposition, because it's Penn State in Ann Arbor on Halloween night. It's one of the biggest volleyball nights in the Big Ten in the country this year, with almost everybody playing marquee opponents on that evening. Early thoughts on what that environment in Ann Arbor could be like?
Oh, it'll be fun. We also have a football game that weekend, and so everyone's going to be in Ann Arbor that weekend's game, and so I think just the atmosphere is going to be fun. Obviously, Penn State coming off the great season that they had, and they had a Michigan alum playing for them, Jess Merzick. So I think there's just a lot of excitement around the match. We love playing on BTN, so I'm glad that they're airing that one. But the fans will get ready for that match, and we'll be ready on the volleyball court as well.
Erin, you're a group of female coaches now inside the Big Ten that basically make up half the league, a lot coaching at their alma mater. There's been a lot of talk this week, and I think one of the common and wonderful themes to hear is how empowered some of the student athletes feel by their female head coaches. We saw Katie last year become the first woman to ever win a Division I national championship. For you, how significant is it to be part of that group?
Oh, it's amazing. And just looking around at our dinner where all the teams got together last night, just the number of women coaching in this league, and in my opinion, and I think many's opinion, the best league in the country. But it's cool to see so many women, and I'm really proud to be part of that as a player in the Big Ten, and my sister played in the Big Ten, and just for us to be able to go and kind of blaze that trail and have that, and it's super cool to have had Katie be the first and hopefully not the last.
Let's close here then. In addition to that, for you, what's the most exciting part of coaching women's volleyball right now at the University of Michigan?
To me, it's, I mean, specifically at Michigan, but the way that the university can support the women in so many ways. And obviously the sport is a big part of that, but to be at such a catalyst and a part of this changing atmosphere for them, I love that Michigan is there to support them all the way.
So much to look forward to for Michigan in 2025. Erin, we appreciate the time. Best of luck this season.
Thank you. Go Blue.
All right, let's get to hear from your players as we once again send it over to Elena and Holly.
Thanks so much, Rick. Super excited to be joined by Maddi Cuchran and Allison Jacobs. Allison, your third time at Media Days. You're a pro at this by now. But I'd love to hear from both of you guys. What does it mean for you to be here representing Michigan volleyball on this stage?
I think it means so much, not only on this stage, but just anywhere we go. We always say that, we carry the block M on our chest, and, holding ourselves to that standard every day, means so much. And I think we're both so grateful for that.
Yeah, it's a privilege to not only represent such an incredible university, but also all the girls that are on our team back home. Really excited to get after it this season, and Maddi made a good point. It kind of feels real right now, season's just now starting, and we're excited to be here.
You guys are both grad students. How does that give you a different perspective looking at about to play your last season?
You got it?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I think having experience is a huge thing, and also kind of what Erin talked about, being able to integrate these freshmen and people that are new coming into here is a really good experience, and I think we're so grateful that we can show them the ropes and be kind of those people that are been here and been experienced through so many things.
Yeah, for me, it feels like the big things are just a little smaller, and I can carry a sense of calmness in a really chaotic moment because I've been there before, and help maybe younger players that will blow that moment up really big, like playing at Nebraska, opening Big Ten on a Wednesday. That's intimidating, but it's more exciting for me because I've been there. I'm excited to ball out with my teammates, and I can take people along with me when I do that.
Allison, you've had a long career and you have had your fair share of trials throughout it. After redshirting 2 seasons ago due to injury, you really put the conference on notice last year, earning first team All Big Ten. What did it take for you both mentally and physically to get back to the point where you're at now and perform at such a high level?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was just being supported by my teammates and the staff that relentlessly not only supported the decision to get the surgery, but also the rehab back. They allowed me to take my time and really heal, and then when I was back, my teammates are so supportive, and just creating an environment where everybody's really able to be their authentic selves, and it's so easy to step in and be myself around these beautiful women, and it's just an honor to play alongside them, and I have so much joy for the sport, and so that joy just keeps my fire alive all the time.
Maddi, what do you love about anchoring the defense in the backcourt?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, I love being able to get those balls that everyone thinks are going down. And just when you do that and you hear the crowd, and then also you get the support from your teammates, I think that ultimately is why I do what I do. And, putting my body on the floor so that my teammates have the opportunity to continue that play is the reason why I enjoy doing what I do.
How did you guys spend the summer?
Oh, well, we were in Italy and Greece with
Yeah.
our
Oh, yeah,
team.
that. Tell us
It was
about
incredible.
that.
We had a foreign trip, so we got 10 special days to train together with the coaches, which was an amazing time to integrate some new faces and put some work in, keep working on our systems. And then we went to Italy for 8 days and Greece for the following 6 and spent so much time together. Yeah.
And then the last day we got to go on a yacht. So that was so fun, just being able to spend that whole entire day together. And then we also went to Pistachio Island. That was so cool, just to try all these new foods and just, having this new experience with all our teammates.
And
Super cool.
in July, we've been working hard together on practices and lifts, and now we feel ready for August.
That sounds like an amazing way to
Yeah,
spend your
that was
summer,
great.
especially as a team.
Yeah.
For both of you, heading into your final seasons, how do you want to be remembered by your teammates, coaches, and everyone around you at Michigan once you do end your playing career at Michigan?
Yeah, we have a phrase that says, leave Michigan better than you found it. And it's ringing a lot louder, I think, in our heads as we enter our last season. I just feel such a responsibility, but also a lot of gratitude for being part of Erin's first kind of launch. I just think that her and Michigan volleyball is in for so much success and growth, and to be the first group of leaders and players to be a part of that is such an honor.
I agree with everything Allison said, but also I want my teammates and coaches to know I put everything on the floor, And at the end of the day, it's not just about me, it's about the whole team, and that's what matters at the end of the day.
Tell us what it's like playing for Erin Virtue.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Playing for Erin is great. I think we keep talking about her positive attitude and the trust that she builds with each and every one of us individually. And that just shows Erin as a person and just the privilege that we get to play under such a great coach.
Erin brings a lot of consistency into the gym, and so you know what you're going to get every day. You know she's going to put everything into the practice plan and create a lot of opportunities for us to grow in a fail-safe environment. And I think that's just something that we should never take for granted because it is such a rare thing.
Maddi, your journey since your freshman year to where you're at now, you've grown so much. What has it taken for you to earn that libero jersey, and what does it mean to you to, kind of hold down that backcourt?
Yeah, it's such a privilege, and I think what's really helped me to get to this spot is just the great people that I played under. Like Hannah Grant, she's been like a great leader for me, and that I think has helped me see what it means to be a libero, what it means to have that jersey, and just how you should hold yourself, how you should be in contact with your teammates and grow those relationships. So I think it means the world to me, but then also I do want to give my gratitude to people before me.
What can we expect out of Michigan volleyball this year? When we see you guys take the court, what can fans expect to see?
Yeah, I think we're going to shock a lot of people. It doesn't go past us that we were ranked 10th in the preseason poll. We're really excited to prove people wrong because we have so much experience and grit and joy to bring to the court. And we just worked camps recently, and we have so many fans and girls that are inspired, and just to be part of the community and then also surprise the volleyball community and play some great volleyball.
How does coaching help you as a player?
Coaching at camps.
Coaching at camps, yeah.
You got it. Okay, yeah. I think it's such a cool challenge to, a lot of the times I have to experience something in order to be able to realize what I'm doing and then articulate it. So it just challenges me as a learner in order to then teach someone else, because a lot of what we feel is through experience and we don't even realize that we're doing it. And so it's challenging as a learner, and then also as a teacher. It's a really cool opportunity.
I think also teaching someone is the best way to become a master of something. So I think that also helps. But then also, I feel like camp is about just giving back to those girls, because at the end of the day, they're coming to the camp because they look up to us. So being able to, be an inspiration to them is a really great thing.
Looking at your upcoming schedule, are there any road trips or matchups you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I have played in Seattle and in Eugene, and I just think those are really cool, special places to not only play in, but also I'm excited for my team who hasn't been there yet to see it, because it's a really cool spot.
Yeah, I'm also excited to go to Oregon. That's going to be a really fun one, and then we'll see former teammate Val too. So that'll be exciting.
Are there any aspects of your game that you guys have both been working on specifically in the spring and summer?
Yeah, there's a ton.
Yeah, there's a ton.
I'm really excited. I've been connecting a lot with my setters, and all of our outsides have been working a lot on our back row attacks and just opening a lot of creativity in the backcourt and working on our footwork in the front, just to allow us to be more adaptable hitters and not have to be in this black and white, set goes here, feet go here. It's a fluid game, so we've been working on that, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. We also have a little bit different of a serve-receive system, but maybe we won't give that out. We're always working on that, but every aspect of the game we're always trying to get better at and to improve.
Allison, I read that you have some off-court programs, like a pen pal program, a service trip to Vietnam.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about those.
Yeah, I think it's just credit to Michigan Athletic Department for being so supportive of student athletes outside the court. I went to Vietnam to engage with the community, especially learn more about the Vietnam War and the impact on that community. And that was incredible. We have pen pals that we have paired a classroom, like a first grade classroom in the community. Every 2 months we write letters back and forth to each other, and our career center, I'm just trying to get involved as much as I can. We're all really involved, and realizing that we're bigger than our sport and there is life outside of volleyball, the Michigan Athletic Department is so supportive, and it's a blessing. Yeah.
Our team also really likes to volunteer at Mott's Children's Hospital. So we'll go in there, and then we'll go to each of the rooms to different kids and just talk to them, talk to their families, just spend time with them and getting to know them.
Amazing.
Yeah.
All right, one last question. What makes this Michigan volleyball squad so special, this specific team?
Oh, that's a good question.
Coach Virtue mentioned it, but we are really deep. We have so much different talent and depth in each position group. And I think that what makes that unique is that we all show up every day and know that we have to earn our spot on the court and that nothing is given to us. And the coolest part about it is I know that everyone on our team is hungry to do so. And I think it's just going to be really fun. Even just, I'm excited to practice. Like I'm excited to be with these girls and grind.
I would literally second everything that she said. And then also just, I think this group of girls is so closely knit. And I think that this Europe trip really helped us like get to that point. And I think that a team that's closer plays better together. So I'm excited to show that.
Well, thank you both so much and good luck this season.
Thank you.